You wild, man. Yeah, go ahead and bring that drink over here. You know it. Shabba! Oh, hey guys, it's me. It's Dr. Franklin, and I'm out here enjoying this luxurious vacation. I'm soaking up the sun with tons of rays, and I'm enjoying a static ocean. And you, well, you don't need a break. Why? Because you clicked on this presentation, so you're ready to get back to work. Listen, I'm here to assist you, and this presentation is going to deal with workplace dynamics. That's right, we're going to talk about communication, we're going to talk about leadership styles. We're going to talk about taxonomies of task and how that's connected to task completion. We'll also talk about workplace dress, and we'll talk about people's perception of their roles within employment settings. So listen, I'm going to go wheels up with this content, and I'm hoping that you'll see the connection of it with your ethnography assignment. Let's go. Communication is one of those words that can have various definitions based on context and discipline. Communication can be defined as the process of creating, disseminating, receiving, and interpreting messages. Most living organisms have ways in which they communicate with one another, but I will focus on a type of communication that applies to human interaction, which can involve the following: body language or nonverbal communication, public speaking and presentation skills, interpersonal skills such as listening and assertiveness and questioning and giving feedback, and intrapersonal communication. For example, self talk, affirmations, and distorted thinking, just to name a few. In terms of work environments, no organization can operate without some form of communication. In fact, many corporations spend a substantial amount of money on communication efforts with both employees, customers, and investors. In many ways, clear and effective communication is essential to work environments and considered essential by employers of all sectors. Communication modes are usually distinct from communication. A general definition of communication modes may be the study of the transfer of data, though there are other definitions out there. Another way of thinking about the relationship between communication and communication modes is by considering communication to be a message and communication modes as the vehicle that delivers the message to its intended audience or receiver. Communication modes may include the following: fax machines, cordless telephones, answering machines or voicemails, the internet, email, online chat rooms, blogging, and podcasting, just to name a few. These communication modes allow the different spheres listed in the figure to connect in routine and unexpected ways. For example, a private email correspondence between two workers may be made public and published on the internet. Another example could be how interpersonal issues with one's family affects intrapersonal communication, and in turn, one's customer service skills are affected on the job. Tie this in with your ethnography assignment. Listen, when you start your ethnography assignment, you will be tasked with identifying communication and modes of communication utilized in the workplace. Successful and unsuccessful supervisor to employee interactions are often determined by communication and leadership styles. Does the supervisor command employees to complete tasks? Does the supervisor empower their employees to complete tasks? Is the supervisor willing to complete tasks alongside their employees? All of these actions communicate something about the supervisor to employer interactions you may see during your observations. There are many models of leadership in organizations, but the diagram in the presentation focuses on HERSEY and BLANCHARD'S leadership model. According to this model, there are 4 styles of leadership, which are listed in the center column below and above. Employee ability and employee willingness are pretty straightforward, so let me explain task orientation and relationship. Task orientation is the extent to which the leader spells out or explains the duties and responsibilities of an individual or group. Relationship is the extent to which the leader engages in two-way conversation, and it involves listening, providing encouragement, and coaching. The telling style is very directive and involves the minimum amount of relationship behavior. The selling style is directive, but in a more persuasive, guiding manner. The human relationship is emphasized, that is. The participating style involves less direction and more collaboration. Finally, in the delegating style, the leader delegates responsibility for a task to a group or individual and is simply kept informed of the progress. If the supervisor is present during your ethnography assignment, consider the type of style that best characterizes their approach. Do not consider if they're pregnant. Like supervisor to employee interactions, communication is key in successful employee to employee interactions. Some tasks and positions in an organization require employees to work in seclusion, where it seems as if very little interaction with other employees occur. However, working in a team setting is something that everyone will have to do at some point in their lives. It's truly a phenomenon that people revel in or dislike throughout the duration of their lives, and work is no exception. There are many ways in which a group's collective efforts will result in success or failure to complete a task. Additive tasks allow members to contribute individually, and those individual contributions add together for a final great output for the group. For example, pulling a rope in tug of war. Compensatory tasks require group members to average their individual recommendations. For example, in money market forecasts. Disjunctive tasks involve a group determining a single solution for the entire group. For example, marketing campaigns pitching. Conjunctive tasks require all members to contribute to complete a project, and the group's performance is determined by the weakest group member. For example, groups climbing a mountain. And finally, discretionary tasks allow members to determine which way they will use individual group members' contributions. For example, jurors deliberating on a verdict. If more than one employee is present, consider Steiner's motto and how the group is working together at your workplace site. How often do you think about dress in the workplace? As a customer, think about how important the entire of employees is to meeting your needs. Imagine running into a store and having a hard time finding the item you need. What if everyone in the store was dressed just like you? You would probably have to spend extra time finding what you needed. You may even find yourself asking people at random, "Excuse me, do you work here?" Having employees who wear identifiable attire is important in many work environments. The truth is, dress plays an important role in the workplace as it is often a cue that allows individuals to identify executives and subordinates. Clothing is often one of the first things that individuals see, and it sometimes can leave a lasting impression. Clothing can immediately establish a sort of social order in the workplace, whether people are aware of it or not. Clothing can signify class status, political identification, and rank in many public settings. In the early 1900s, casual dress emerged in downtown financial districts, corporate conference rooms, large and small businesses across the nation, in fact. The spectrum of casual clothing is broad, and casual business wear allows the person to feel comfortable at work and yet look neat and professional. Other options for dressing to work include the following: business casual, casual, formal, and executive dress, and birthday suit, which may lead to pregnancy. And here we are again talking about looking for pregnancy. No, scratch the last thing. What I want you guys to do is consider the category that would best define the style of dress you see in the workplace. Also, consider how the style of dress is similar or different from the recipient of services and what that means for the relationship. Finally, I want to talk to you all about employee roles in organization. Within the same job, individuals could have different perceptions regarding what their role is about. For example, One administrative assistant could define his role in broad terms, believing that he is responsible for answering the phone and anticipating the needs of guest speakers for a meeting. Contrarily, another individual in the same position could define their role much more narrowly and not necessarily view meeting the needs of guests as their job, with quotation marks. These individuals differ in terms of their role orientation or how they define their work role, including what types and breadth of tasks they'll complete, goals and problems they see within their purview of responsibilities, and how they should approach these tasks to be effective. It is extremely important to note that perception of work roles can contain established task elements as well as emergent task elements. Many people change how they see their jobs as a means of achieving meaning and identity in the workplace. Some do it as a means of coping, some do it as a means of providing excellent service. For example, consider the professor that decides that she will not just meet with her class for the hour she was mandated to provide, but she instead stays beyond the prescribed time to provide mentorship and guidance. Consider me here making a video for you beyond work hours because I love you, Spartan, and I want to see you succeed. Listen, individuals' perception of their roles in the workplace are extremely varied, extremely vast, and it greatly is connected to many people's identities. So listen, this is the end of the presentation. I just want to provide you with a brief overview of some of the things you'll be thinking about as you go out to your workplace sites. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, feel free to leave them in the comment boxes below, or when you see me, address me properly, that is. But for now, I'm going to lay back, enjoy this summer vacation. I'll catch you later.